See, technical difficulties are always part of the problem.
Thunder Golden 7-day outlook. Sunday, 57 degrees is a high, 48 degrees is a low. Mostly cloudy and a pop-up shower afternoon is possible. Rain starting tonight, lasting throughout the morning of Monday, and then Monday. 56 degrees is a high, 31 degrees is a low. Light to moderate rain at times, mainly during the morning hours. Stray showers are possible during afternoon. Tuesday, 49 degrees is a high, 34 degrees is a low, with abundant sunshine. So a few days of cold at night, being below freezing on Monday night, but then near freezing on Tuesday night. Wednesday, 57 degrees is a high, 42 degrees is a low, rain possible. Thanksgiving Day, it's going to be a beautiful 60 degrees, the low of 41 degrees. Light to moderate rain is possible, however. Black Friday, 59 degrees with a low of 46, partly cloudy and a slight chance of a stray shower. And then Saturday, 59 degrees with a low of 48, clouds then partly cloudy later on. This has been Thunder Golden's 7-day outlook.
All right, welcome back to Let's Get It. Once again, we've had a fantastic show. We discussed the Eagles, we discussed the coronavirus. Somehow the Eagles and Carson Wentz always find their way back in every segment, no matter what. So, but right now, we're just going to be in our final segment here. We're going to talk a little bit about a more broad spectrum of the NBA landscape and some of the moves that were made. I know that we do have a caller who has been willing to join us. Josh, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Josh, how are you tonight, my man? Thanks again for joining Let's Get It Live.
All right, nice to be here.
Yeah, I know we've been back with us, and we appreciate you coming back on with us. We have a lot of different NBA moves. I know we've been talking about the local moves with the Sixers. I know you're a New York guy, but a lot of big moves in the whole landscape of the NBA. As an NBA fan, what's the biggest move that in your mind that happened?
Well, I like what Philly has done. Trying to get a little quicker at the 4 spot, bringing in Green, bringing in some veteran leadership, as well as some other shooters that can help out with Ben Simmons
Yes.
and Embiid.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing, in our last segment is how much the dynamics of the Sixers have changed. And, now how they addressed all the needs. The outlook for the team is just completely different. And I think, for all of us, we're looking at the Sixers now as a much different revamped roster. Now, for you, I know, outside of Philadelphia, I know you're a New York guy. What do you think of some of the moves the Knicks made, and what do you think some of the moves overall, in the NBA?
Well, in reference to the Knicks, I like the pick of Obi Toppin.
I know Jay likes that pick too.
Yeah, he's an athletic guy. He seems like his mind is in the right place, and he wants to be here. That's what we need to start looking forward to from a Knicks perspective. We need to get guys in New York that want to be here. So I think that is definitely a step in the right direction. I know there's been some rumors in reference to Westbrook.
Don't bring him
but
in.
again, I'm a little bit on the fence in reference to that.
Well, get off the
I
fence.
prefer they build it the right way, build in the draft like Golden State did years ago, and I think you'll be able to attract a superstar down the road.
Yeah, I like your thought process too. My one of the things too, I know when we talk about the Knicks in particular, and I was going to get your thoughts that kind of the thoughts on like Alfred Payton and Dennis Smith Jr. and that point guard position there. What are your thoughts on that?
It would have been nice if they were able to make a move to try to get Fred VanVleet, but I know Toronto wasn't going to let him go.
No,
I don't think you needed him though. I think Fred VanVleet is built for Toronto. I don't think he does what he does anywhere else though. I think he will always do what he do in Toronto. I think if you had paid any other team, you paid him that money, he's not going to do what he does.
I think he would just be another good player on a bad team that wouldn't help you win. And I love Fred VanVleet. He's one of my top 3 players I love in the league. But You know, I agree with that, Jay. Like he's not a game changer. I mean, he's not changing your franchise.
Right.
So I think for him the best thing to do was stay in Toronto, which I'm happy he did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I also would say that next year's draft is supposed to be even better than this year's draft.
This is a weak draft this year. It really was.
Yeah, it was a weak draft. And I think with next year being a better draft and Giannis being available, I know Miami has looked at Giannis. I know they're gunning for him as well. But I think if the Knicks can somehow persuade Giannis to see that they're going in a positive direction, maybe he could be that superstar that comes to Madison Square Garden, the biggest city in the world, and really make some noise.
No, yeah, I don't. Well, you talking about Westbrook?
No,
Giannis.
Yeah, I don't think.
First of all, I don't think
Giannis.
Giannis is leaving
I don't
Milwaukee
think he is.
anyway. So, I mean, anybody who has these pipe dreams of Giannis coming to their team, I think needs to just think otherwise.
Yeah, but I don't think that, he's going to stay there for the long term, though. And,
But I think he's going to cash
especially,
in
I
on
know-
that deal, and I think that Milwaukee's going to pay him.
Yeah, but I look at a lot of these stars, especially a mega star like Giannis, he can make that $70 million up if
Oh,
he
yeah.
went to New York or one of these big market teams. They would find him an extra $70 million somewhere, whether it is in advertisements, sneaker deals, whatever. He would get that money back.
I
But I
Like when you put him in a
think
movie.
I don't think
Yeah.
Giannis is built like that. I think he's going to a team where he just steps in and they're a championship team. I don't think he's going to be, the guy who bets on himself and we can win. I don't think he's built.
So, like, maybe you could see him going to, and this may be a stretch. I just kind of getting off topic. What about like Giannis going to like Phoenix?
Well, we had a caller, average flow. He commented and he's saying that the Knicks would be, and Josh, you tell us how you feel about this. He said the Knicks would be better convincing Rod Strickland to come out of retirement. Shout out to average flow. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
I don't like Giannis. I've never been a Giannis fan. I think he's overrated. I think that he's just okay to me. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's a great story though. He's a great story. Having come from where he come from, Greece or something like overseas.
Greece,
Nobody knew about him. You know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
knew about him. Was drafted 11.
Yeah, he's a great story. But in the playoffs, he's similar to Paul George. He's similar. He doesn't.
There's two names you always hear, fella: Carson Wentz and Paul George.
Yeah, he's similar. He's similar. He's
JC
similar.
real
I will look at in terms of
That's
this.
another one.
In terms of coming in the playoffs, when you have Giannis, they build a wall because they know he can't shoot. So
No,
that's
yeah,
one of the
yep.
reasons why I'm hoping
You start building a wall around
that
Ben
Philly
Simmons.
can take that next step because Ben Simmons can't shoot.
No.
I mean, my 10-year-old son has a better jump shot
Oh shit!
than Ben Simmons. And I just think that if he continues to not work on his jump shot, I don't think Philly is really going to be able to get that championship that they're looking for.
Well, we here's the thing though, Josh, and we just brought this up in our last segment. With the new players around the Sixers, the emphasis on Ben to shoot now is not there like it was before. And so I don't know necessarily if he still needs to add that element to the game. Of course, to become better, yes. But I think with actual shooters around him now, I don't know necessarily if the focus is going to be there and if he's really going to say, I really need to make this move. But again, it also falls back on Doc Rivers.
Well, I'm going to give you an example. When LeBron came into the league, LeBron wasn't that great of a shooter, even though he was still a better shooter than Ben Simmons. But what they did do, they surrounded LeBron with shooters in Cleveland, but LeBron also was working on his jump shot. So teams weren't allowed to cheat because LeBron was still able to knock down an occasional jumper.
Right.
There's no way you can tell me that your best player on the team is going to win a championship without being able to make the defense pay.
I listen. That's a strong point. It's a very strong point. You know, look. We were talking about our last segment though, and I know, Coach, you had some thoughts on that. But no, Josh, you brought up some good points, and we appreciate you joining us tonight. Before we let you two go, is there any other points or any other moves or interesting things you're looking forward to in this NBA season?
I'm looking forward to see, like I said, the Knicks put in that hard work, get these young players going. Hopefully, like I said, we can attract a star player. But if not, we can still continue to build in this draft. This upcoming draft is supposed to be even better. Maybe we can possibly get a point guard in this upcoming draft.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a point guard. I mean, you got Dennis Smith Jr. I still think
you got Dennis Smith Jr.
I think he has game. I think he has game in him. I think you got to get rid of. I think you got to get rid of. What's his the Tilikana or something? What the Killy?
Nilakina.
Yeah, he's garbage. He's garbage.
You know, he's trash.
He's garbage. He's garbage.
Don't say it.
Defensively,
He's
he
garbage.
can come off the bench
Uh,
and do some damage. But hopefully, these guys can take another step. The Dennis Smith Juniors of the world, and we can run and gun and create some excitement in the garden.
Well, listen, I think you guys will. I like Tom Thibodeau as a coach. I think he's going to press every ounce of those players. He's going to hold them accountable. You know, I like I'm big on Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? I'm not really sold on Kevin Knox, and I don't like RJ. I don't like RJ. I haven't liked RJ since the championship
17
game.
points a game, man.
But since the championship game, I haven't liked him. I thought.
I don't understand. Like you brought this up last time. I don't understand the hate for RJ Barrett.
Well, because again,
I don't understand that hate.
Well, no, because listen.
What does he do well?
Thank you. I mean, and remember that championship game? I just felt like he froze up a little bit.
He scores 70 points a game. When you're on a team like the Knicks and you're the rookie, you're the guy, you're gonna get your shots.
You're all on the billboards and everything.
We're all in the NBA. Like these guys in the NBA, they can score the ball. Like somebody's got to score. You're still scoring 90 points a game. Somebody's gonna put the ball in the basket. But like, where does he fit on a good team?
Well, I mean,
he's garbage.
I think on I just think that
time. I say the guy is 20 years old.
right.
Okay, he's a baby.
And with 17 points a game right now,
Okay.
I think his ceiling is very high. I think his ceiling is very high. He can work on his game. You know, his jump shot is there. He can get even better from that. Ball handling. The guy is 6'8". You know, now you're bringing an Obi Toppin that's 6'9". You got your Dennis Smith Jr. Hopefully he can take a step. 7'1" center. You know, I mean,
you're describing every team in the NBA.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like every team in the NBA has 7'1",
what?
6'9". In terms of you're talking about their size and they have this and they have that. Like that's every team.
no,
in the
but
NBA.
I disagree because look at what Miami did not have. Miami was small, and you had Anthony Davis that was 7 feet tall guarding Butler, and that completely shut Butler down. You had an athletic
Shut
big.
Butler down. Butler had one of the best finals in NBA history.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
had,
He really get shut down.
let's be honest.
Not that last game.
He,
Bob.
that
He was
last,
spit.
the last
That's true.
2 games, they put Anthony Davis
Well,
on
the last 2 games.
The last 2 games. Well, let's see that game. What was that
the
game
last
5?
2 games when the Lakers won. They put Anthony Davis on him, and I believe the last game, he only had 23 points, something along
He
those
only
lines.
had 23
Didn't-
points because he had
I-
nothing in the tank.
I believe.
But it was a tough 23.
It was a tough
Yeah.
23.
It was the toughest
Wait,
23 points
in the last game,
he
right?
had to make in his life.
Yeah, the last game he was spent. There's no question about that. I'll give you that. But the game before that, I believe
He went off.
he had one of the best
Right.
games in NBA Finals history.
He went off. He went off that game,
I
but
think he shot like 70-some% that game
Right.
too.
He had a great game.
he did.
And I agree.
He didn't do that.
But who's stopping him? You're talking about one of the most unicorn players that the NBA has ever seen, in Anthony Davis. What I'm saying
But
is, go ahead.
what I was talking in terms of Miami was small. They were getting out rebounded. They were getting killed on the ball.
Bam Adebayo was hurt. Like I agree with what you're
But
saying,
this
but
is-
like
this is
you're
what I'm
taking
saying.
out their best. You're taking out their best player.
But let's look at Bam Adebayo. He's 6'9". He's an undersized center. And it's not like he's a knockdown 2-point shooter every single time.
I didn't even know he was 6'9".
I would
when-
rather,
when you
but,
have-
but you would rather have Bam Adebayo on the Knicks right now than any other player on your roster.
Oh, absolutely not. I totally disagree.
Oh, who would you?
Who would
Let's
you?
not- let's not
Who
drink-
on your roster would
Let's
you?
not drink the fruit punch.
Hold on. Who on your roster? Who on the New York Knicks roster? And listen, I'm a Knicks guy right now. My boy Leon Rose is the president of operations.
Yeah, Leon
That's
Cherry
my
Hill
guy,
guys,
Cherry
yeah.
Hill guys, bringing in some other Cherry Hill guys. So I want the Knicks to succeed. But who on the Knicks roster right now would you rather have than Bam Adebayo?
Oh, I would rather have R.J. Barrett.
I don't know. I don't know why you're big on this. I think he's garbage.
The question.
I
Answer the question.
No, I just think he's garbage.
Who would I
though.
rather have
I think he's
other than
garbage.
Bam Adebayo? I would take R.J. Barrett in a heartbeat.
I would
And
gift. I would
Wow.
gift wrap. I would gift wrap R.J. Barrett for Bam Adebayo, or whatever his name is.
Oh no.
I would gift
No,
wrap
but
him.
again, at best, what position is Bam Adebayo? He's a wannabe center / power forward.
Okay.
At 6'9", they can't really shoot. He's a hustle guy.
That was the
He's an
MVP of the
energy
Eastern
guy.
Conference playoffs.
It was right.
Was
right.
the best player
That's
in the
what I'm
Eastern
saying.
Conference playoffs.
Yeah, listen. I
You
mean,
know, okay, so okay, if you say that, when you look at the team that they had beat previously, another undersized team in Boston. So you had two undersized teams going at one another. You're talking about speed.
That's what the NBA
Speed
is
is
today.
the center for Boston?
That's what the NBA is.
No. Look at the team that just won the chip.
In
They
what's-
had
No, yeah, time out.
37
In this area, we don't like to use the word chip because that's a lot of bad memories for a lot of Philadelphia
Oh,
sports
oh,
fans.
yeah, chip,
So
yeah.
we don't like to use the word
yeah,
chip
Chip
around
Carter,
here.
yeah, Chip.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Then I'll give you the full.
Let's
Look who just won the championship.
Okay, thank
let's
you.
do it.
Thank you.
Yes, let's go. Let's look at that.
3 7-footers.
Hold on, whoa, no, you cannot say 3 7-footers because Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee didn't play in the
No,
finals.
listen, but
In the
prior
finals
to-
because
If it wasn't
they
for
couldn't match
Dwight
up.
Howard in that Denver series.
Denver series. We're not talking
let's
about the
be
Denver
honest
series
now.
because who does Denver have?
Dwight
Denver
Howard
has Jokic.
shut down the center in Denver, and again he was pushing and knocking McGee around. When they brought in Dwight Howard, it was a totally different game. Dwight Howard was one of the reasons why they made it to the finals in that series.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that in that sense, but I just want to get back to, because I'm still pondering and confused, bro. How would you would take R.J. Barrett over Bam Adebayo?
I'm not believing the hype about Bam Adebayo. If you're nice, can you do it twice?
Well, we'll see.
If you're nice,
Okay.
can you do it twice?
Okay.
Let's see what he does this year.
That's fair.
Because
let's see what RJ
it
does.
was a bubble wrap year.
Okay, so
Let's
Let's
see
see
so,
what
what you
RJ.
do this year.
so
Okay.
Josh, what we're gonna do is at the first half, or maybe before the first half of this season's up, we're gonna have you back on.
Yeah,
We're gonna see where RJ and where Bam are at as far as their season goes,
yeah.
and then
I even think we should do a poll. You know what I'm saying? Even put it out to Knicks fans. Who would you rather have? Bam Adebayo
That's not
or
even-
R.J.
Now,
Barrett?
wait a minute. Now, you said Butler. That's a whole different story.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely.
If you ask Philadelphia
Absolutely.
fans, they might.
But you're talking Bam Adebayo.
There's a couple other players on Miami. I would
From
take.
Bam Adebayo benefited from Butler. Look at the Hero. Hero showed up and was knocking down threes. You had another guy, I forget his name,
Duncan
the
Robinson.
Duncan
Caucasian
Robinson.
guy.
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. I mean, he was knocking down threes left and right.
But you know
It
who?
was-
Don't you feel like he should play for the Spurs?
You know who wouldn't knock
Yeah.
down threes on the Heat? R.J. Barrett.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Oh, come on now.
He
No,
could,
come on now.
he's not.
If
You got that sweet lefty
you had
jumper.
Duncan Hines out there knocking down
He
shots.
said Duncan Hines.
Because that's what he does.
He was out there knocking down shots left and right until they put D on him and they shut him down. Bam, what did Bam Adebayo do
He dunks. He
In
does.
the
He
playoffs.
dunks on your head. That's what he does. He
Oh,
dunks
yeah.
on your head,
He didn't do that.
and he'll swat that ball into the upper
He didn't do that in the
there.
playoffs.
No, he
But you're
did.
watching a different playoffs than I was watching.
No, he.
You're talking
I
about
didn't
in
see
the
Bam doing anything.
But no, in the
Oh,
finals, he didn't play
nothing.
though. He didn't really play though. He didn't really play.
Exactly.
Right, he's
You
hurt
know,
though.
You know, there's a syndrome that goes around in the NBA that I've noticed over the years.
All right.
When they see who they're going to be going up against, all of a sudden, some players
Yeah.
magically
Oh,
become hurt.
see, one of our other, Josh, what people are talking about is that some of our other watchers right now are saying that at least RJ can create his own shot. What is Bam doing?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
That's my
and,
point.
and shout out Patrick Crump. Exactly, he was hurt. Bam was hurt. That's
Yeah.
You
But
right?
wait,
see,
I
right, but
think
see-
he was hurt
hold on.
because he saw that he had to defend Anthony Davis.
so you say
he
that he
became hurt
he became hurt?
because Anthony Davis is who he had to go.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Oh, come on now.
Oh, I know Coach wanted
Go
to.
ahead, Coach. My bad.
I know Coach
Go
wanted
ahead.
to drop something.
I just had to pull up these stats. So in the
Oh,
playoffs,
yeah, see.
in the playoffs, in the game that you're the major game you're talking about, where he had 25 and 10, Bam Adebayo when he was hurt, 25 and 10. In the Eastern Conference Finals, 18, 21, 27, 32. Series before that, 26, 20, 15. Series like
Getting busy.
I don't understand. I don't
He
understand.
got hurt, man. He was hurt. You
I don't
can't
understand.
you can't judge him. I mean, RJ. I'm
14 and 19.
I'm not even saying RJ.
20 and 7. This is insane.
Right. I think RJ's scrubby for New York. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I think because they took him too high.
but they're making him like he's the next
But he was getting
person.
If I remember,
and he's not.
He's
now,
not
he's
very
what,
good
this is
now.
what his second season. That was
At
his second
best.
season.
Well, I mean, he's
At-
not a star. They're trying to make him
At
a star.
best, right? At best, Andre
But that's the deal
Iguodala.
too. But with RJ and Josh, listen, I really do appreciate you joining us tonight. You know, we definitely want to have you back on later on. We'll get more back into this Bam and RJ conversation.
We have to do it. We have to do a poll. I think we must do a poll. Who would? I doubt.
I'm sorry. I'm not convinced. You have a 20-year-old in RJ Barrett, you know, that's averaging 14 to 17 points a game, and the ceiling for RJ Barrett is still high.
I don't even know. I don't even think he shoots it efficiently.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
I'm curious about what his efficiency rate is. You know what I'm saying with RJ? Because RJ, he just seems to just be out there doing
Well, the
nothing.
thing was when they got him, and this was a point made, by one of our watchers too, is that they had to go get him because he was a potential scorer. And at the time, where was scoring coming from in the Knicks at that time?
Who
and
was
he-
behind? He was number 2. Was he a second or a third pick?
I thought Reggie Barrett was the third pick.
He might be the third. Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why I just wanted to throw these stats out here really quick in terms of Bam Adebayo. When we had a full regular season in 2019, Bam Adebayo averaged 15.9 points a game with a little over 10 rebounds a game.
Okay.
Solid
RJ
numbers.
Barrett
It's a double
in
double.
his first year, RJ Barrett in his first year averaged a little more than 14 points a game, 5 rebounds. So when you talk about a guy in their first year versus somebody that's been in the league for a few years, and prior to that, Bam Adebayo averaged 8.9 points a game.
Okay, I see your point. I see the point. I see where you I see where you're angling. You're saying that Bam has been around for a while and he's now just achieving these numbers, but then RJ.
Exactly.
is-
In a bubble.
I get it. I get what you're
He's
saying.
achieving these things in a bubble.
I get it, but
And now the bubble
I-
is about to be popped.
right, it's stupid.
No, it
So
is.
now let's see what you can do now that the bubble is popped. Let's see if Bam Adebayo is out there getting 25 and 10 rebounds in the Eastern Conference.
He already
where
got 10
you
rebounds.
do
You
see
see, right?
improvement.
Well, he got 10 rebounds, but listen, I will say that there is some things to speak upon because he could turn around and be not Siakam. Who was the other bum that had like a great? Me and Jason always laugh about him. Oh, Bismack Biyombo.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
so
I'm saying
I'll give you there is a chance that Bam could become the next Bismack Biyombo, but I don't think
he's
so.
definitely trying to be a boxer, and I don't see him being a boxer.
Okay. Well, hey, listen. Well, first of all, I'm turning it over to Randy. But listen, I just want to say, hey, shout out to you because you have given us our first poll that we're going to be doing.
Yes.
Who would people rather have, Bam Adebayo or R.J. Barrett? We gonna keep it
Absolutely.
clean like that. Go
We
ahead.
gotta
Absolutely.
recognize the NBA that we're in right now.
True. Okay.
No, I get it. And
I
listen,
got you.
listen, Josh.
Shoot for three.
Listen,
I
Josh,
got
we appreciate you, man, and I definitely want to have you back on. And once again, thank you very much. We're going to have you on for some future shows. Sound good, my man?
No problem.
All right, take it
All
easy.
right, brother. I'll see you later.
Take it easy.
All right.
Man, that was fantastic, though. That went in a direction we didn't take. But you know what? One thing, though, we did talk about, we were going to get into the overall NBA landscape. Before we get our final thoughts, we're going to get into it more next week about some of the moves and whatnot that took place in the NBA. And I know that by the time next week comes, there'll be even more to discuss. But, Coach, of the moves that we've seen, what was your biggest move in your thought?
Unfortunately, the biggest move wasn't even a move. It was my boy Clay getting hurt. I think that's one. I just feel awful for him.
Absolutely.
I think he's one of the good guys in the NBA. He just plays
2
the
years
right.
in a row.
Yeah, plays the right way. Always guards the other team's best player. When KD came, he didn't complain about taking a step back. He just kept playing. So to see him get hurt again,
Yeah, because he knew he'd get some rings, you know.
yeah. I mean,
But you're right. He could have.
He could have, a lot of guys would have complained and
Yeah.
whatever. But I just feel bad for him. I think the Warriors did their best they could in
Austin
bringing
Rivers
in,
sitting next.
bringing in Kelly Oubre. I think that's a great fit. Even if Clay was playing, I think that's a good fit. So I'm interested to see that. So I think the Warriors, it's going to be a different team. We're going to see Steph back and hopefully, back to old Steph. But I think that was the biggest thing that happened this week.
Jay, what did you think? What is your thought? Because I know, I think I know, but it's kind of the elephant in the room. But you go ahead.
I mean, I definitely want to shout out Clay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, you think about all those.
some well
Yeah.
wishes. And
I mean,
stuff
we all
like
sit
that.
and went through like injury, nothing like that.
Sure.
But like you're sitting there working your way back, and again,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, like to find determination to come back now for a third season, which he will.
Which he will, and
But
he'll
still.
come out. He'll come back even better, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something about setbacks that just kind of maturates you and just makes you and puts you on just a different level. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the and I can't even really say that it was maybe the best moves or some of the greatest moves, but everything the Sixers did is what I enjoyed this week. Everything they did. And that puts me in a good place because you know what? My team I feel confident that my team can actually battle and be set up for a championship. And now you got Doc Rivers at the helm. Now if this same team is here and Brett Brown is still the
I
coach,
wouldn't be excited.
you're excited, but you're still saying, you know what? Now we got to see what's up with Brett Brown. Now, right now, you're not even having that conversation.
No, you're right.
You
Exactly.
have confidence in saying
Absolutely.
you got people in charge. They're going to hold people accountable. You know what I'm saying? So that I will say that, and I hate to even piggyback, but it's part of my final thought. But that I will say that if there's anything lacking in Peterson, it's the fact that he's not pulling Carson up and saying, listen, I got to sit his ass down. I got to sit him down. You know what I'm saying? He's been afraid to make that hard decision.
Okay.
But my final thought is, listen, I want everybody to have a great Thanksgiving, and just be well out there.
No, absolutely. And I for me, like I said, outside of the Sixers, outside of local, like as far as one of the biggest moves, and it kind of piggybacks off of what you said, Marcus, about Fred VanVleet. Because I think that him re-signing with Toronto was awesome. I love the whole story behind him being an undrafted free agent. And just,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
and it was like he's living the dream. He's living that dream of like, coming from nothing to now getting was an $85 million deal.
Yeah.
So to me, I love when guys stay where they were, where it all started.
Sure.
And that to me is awesome. And also on top of that too, the Lakers, man. The Lakers just
Right.
like the
yeah,
Lakers
sure,
just
yeah.
got stronger. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting there, you got like that team is dominant.
Yeah.
And
They got Schroeder.
They got Schroeder. You know, they got Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah.
So think about a lineup, like if you have it out there, if you had a lineup with Harrell and Anthony Davis and LeBron, like on the court at the same time,
Yeah,
like
it's dangerous.
how are you going to stop that?
Playing pick and roll with both of them.
Yeah.
And they can guard anybody. That's
Right.
That's the crazy part.
Right. That's a great. Yeah, Lakers did well too. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
And the Blazers too. The Blazers we talked about.
what they got? I mean, Melo resigned, right?
You know what? I love that. I love that. I love that. They brought back Cantor, who always was big in Portland.
Like, they ran, okay. They
yeah.
got rid of Reza though. They sent him away.
So you know who they got?
Oh,
Covington.
They did.
Blazers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
good. That's
That's a
good.
first round pick.
And Rodney Hood resigned, which is
Yeah,
good for
Rodney
them.
Hood.
He hasn't been the same since Utah. I don't know.
He was good in Portland until he
Was
got hurt.
he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
okay.
doing well for them.
Okay.
You know, but
Okay.
like I just said, it's just to me again. LeBron said, "I'm coming to LA." He's not content with just one.
Mhm.
Like his, so they just set themselves up. If you ask me, once again, they set themselves up to be the team to beat for next year, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, man, like the Lakers got stronger.
They did.
But I'm excited too to see what happens in the East because I think that I think a lot of teams got better. So the overall landscape of the NBA now is great because you're going to have such more even dynamics.
Mhm.
But it's just still at the top. You have the Lakers
Mhm.
now. At that other top tier, that's kind of where I'm like, I think there's a lot of teams that are vying
Yeah,
to get into
yeah.
that tier.
And I think Philly's in there too.
Yeah, no, they
I
are.
think Sixers.
But again, they're one of those teams. Like I said, there's
I
a
think
tier.
They're in the bottom of that tier, I think.
Right, and I think there's a tier.
ahead of Brooklyn or below Brooklyn?
Ooh.
I mean, on paper, I'd say below Brooklyn, but we haven't seen Brooklyn.
Yeah, right. I hear you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
On paper, I'd say
Yeah.
below.
And like I said, we're gonna have a lot more moves to discuss next week. Coach, what's your final thought?
One thing that I was talking about earlier that was bothering me was a lot of these one and done guys that are leaving school early.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
then,
the pre-show you were talking about.
and then
Right.
going either undrafted or late in the second round. And I just don't understand it. I know there's some situations where, guys go to school and they know they're only going to be there for 1 year because that recruiting class that's behind them is going to push them out, things like that. And I get that. But for the most part, I think there's too many guys that are leaving school early that are going undrafted or going late in the second round, which is not guaranteed money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just don't understand that. I'm sure there's a reason for some of them, but I just don't see it. So I think that's something that's interesting. That I'm going to definitely kind of look into, see why, the reasons other than that. But no, I'm looking forward to more moves this week and definitely next show getting into more some of the nitty gritty of what's
Indeed.
happened and. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
everybody have a great holiday.
Yeah, and basically, my final thought again. I hate to bring it up, but if we're going to see change with the Eagles, whether it be positive or negative, moves have to be made. And listen, I know I bring this on myself. I know I do. But listen, I will tell you this: as much as I'm a diehard fan, you can attest to this.
True indeed. I
That
support
I
you,
will.
brother. I support
I don't need your support. I don't need it. I got me, myself, and I.
I got
Like me,
you.
myself, and Irene. I got more personalities
I
when
got
it comes,
you.
so we're good.
I got you.
But I will be the first to tell you that when the changes need to be made, and some change needs to happen with this team right now. I don't know what it is, but some change needs to happen. And like I said, I'm never going to root for a team to lose. But I think that, like you were saying, Marcus, throughout the show, that as long as the Eagles continue to be in that playoff race and in that playoff position, you're going to continue to see the same product week after week, and there's going to be no progress for this team. So,
That's fair.
well said. And, before we do head off, I was seeing that up in the corner here, the Colts took a 31-28 lead over the Packers in a pretty good game.
Who's their coach?
Frank Reich. So, see, a game plan.
He's the head coach?
He's the head coach. And
Oh.
once again, so when we always talk about 2017, that's the man who was behind the reins in 2017.
Well, listen, who put him in a position to win?
Frank Reich.
No,
And with that said,
no, I'll leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
No, but listen, with like I said, with that said, every Sunday night about 5:30, we are on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube Live.
Right.
We're always looking. Go
And
ahead.
if I can just interrupt too, like, yo, listen, we got our new Facebook Let's Get It page coming out.
Yes,
too,
we do.
right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
so So, we're gonna be streaming there as well, man. So, definitely want, everybody to kind of stay tuned to that stuff too,
Yeah, you can always watch it. We have a lot of old episodes you can stream.
Absolutely.
But what, like I said, and every Sunday night, 5:30, we're always looking for callers. We love the conversation back and forth. Love the people watching, the increase in viewers. With that said, again, we're back next Sunday, 5:30. From Marcus Block and Jason Bryce, I'm Randy Dutkin. Thanks for watching.